We are here in Death Valley, the hottest place on planet Earth, in the middle of July.
It's hot.
But not in here.
I've spent weeks turning this ordinary SUV's air conditioning into the most overbuilt automotive AC system the world has ever seen. The goal? AC that literally blows ice cold. Then, we're gonna bring it to the hottest place on Earth to see how it holds up. Step one of any build is to pick the perfect base vehicle.
And what better vehicle to turn into a walk-in freezer than the Cadillac Escalade, or shall I say, the Cadillac Icecalade. One of the main reasons we picked the Escalade is it's got a big burly American V8 that can handle all the additional power draw we're gonna be throwing at it. Also, it's got this metallic white paint that's gonna be good at reflecting the sun's rays. By the time we're done, I want it to be like,
So now that we have our car, we're gonna be upgrading every major component of the Icecalade's AC system. So, the next step is to track down some really weird parts. Let's take a field trip.
all right, y'all, me and Max are headed about 2 hours away to a magical place called Mentone, California, where we're gonna be picking up a crucial piece of this build. So we just pulled up in the desert to like this freight truck junkyard. There it is. There it is.
This is our secret weapon, a Thermo King V520 nose mount, or as they say in the biz, a reefer unit. You've probably seen these things on top of giant refrigerated box trucks.
If one of those units cool down this whole thing,
What are you gonna do with the Escalade?
that's what I'm talking about. It's the Cadillac Icecalade. It's pretty good, huh?
Pretty cool, yeah.
I got a reefer unit for an Escalade.
Stupid. We gotta ice the thing out. Reefer unit. It's time to get cooking.
Now, as far as I know, no one has ever mounted a reefer unit on a 2003 Escalade before. So we're in uncharted waters here. The first thing we're gonna have to do is clean everything because this stuff is
Disgusting.
Our reefer system has 3 major components that we'll have to figure out how to install. Here's how it works. The compressor pressurizes refrigerant into a hot gas that is then sent to the condenser, which cools it down into a liquid. That liquid expands, turning into an ice-cold mist, which is sent through the evaporator. This is what cools the air inside your car's interior. Most cars can cool down to about 20 or 30 degrees below outside ambient temperature, but our component should get us a lot colder. Now that everything is clean, we need to get our condenser mounted, and this thing is
Heavy.
No, 2 people, no problem.
But the real struggle isn't getting it on the roof, it's getting it to stay there.
Don't really know what me being up here helps at all.
So we'll need to come up with a custom mounting bracket that can support 150 pounds above the roof. We're also gonna have to pull the headliner so we can drill directly into the roof's cross members.
Every time I take on a project, there's always one moment where I'm like, damn, I bit off way more than I can chew. There's just so many things working against me right now. I mean, this thing's supposed to be mounted vertically. Now it's sitting on a roof rack. Those hoses are kinking really bad and I'm gonna have to lift it up. But yeah, this thing was not made to be on the roof of a 2003 Escalade, that's for sure.
This is an extremely specialized piece of equipment, and I'd be lying if I wasn't in over my head here, but I'm not here to take L's.
I'm here to make them.
I'm gonna cut out a strip of metal about that wide and about like this long. I'm gonna put it in that little press and bend it into an L shape. Now this isn't gonna be enough, this is just for the front. Now there's a little maintenance cover right here that still needs to be able to come off. And if I just mounted this straight down, we wouldn't be able to get it off and it would suck. All these cables will get pinched. It needs to have a little bit of space beneath it. So with this here, and these bolted through, I'm gonna trim a little off the bottom of this guy, and it'll be like this, but much shorter in the back. And then a little triangle comes off the back and it's nice and sturdy.
That's way less lazy than what I wanted to do. I would have just probably did it to this, and if it fell off, it fell off.
I'm not trying to have this fly into a minivan full of kids.
Get with the flow with Premium Guard Premium Filters. 3 radical styles for your car. Cabin air, engine, and oil.
Whoa!
Pure flow cabin filters by Premium Guard block harmful particles like dust and pollen. They use activated charcoal to eliminate odors, and they give you maximum airflow.
Whoa!
Time to up your flow with Premium Guard oil filters.
You got the Premium Guard Extended Protection Oil Filter?
Yeah, Blorgy, it keeps 99% of particles and debris out of my engine, and it lasts up to twice as long as a normal filter.
Lucky!
Give your engine a breather with Premium Guard engine air filters.
I feel so much better.
Oh, what, you like that? Well, that's because this air filter prevents you from inhaling dirty particles and helps you breathe, man.
Thanks, Premium Guard.
If you're ready for your car to run better and longer, use Premium Guard filters. Click the link below to learn more.
Bro, this sucks. God damn!
I'm not trying to have this fly into a minivan full of dick.
All right, I sure could use some stage 3 AC about now. I'm sweating up a storm. Summertime.
With the main bracket mounted, we've got to trim it down and add some support bracing.
How's it going?
It's sweaty. Hell yeah!
And just like that, we have some absolutely beautiful welds, and it's safe to say this thing ain't going nowhere.
Oh yeah, look at that.
The condenser is officially on,
Dirty, baby!
but we still have a lot of work to do, which brings us to our next component.
This right here is the heartbeat of the whole operation, the compressor. Now, we're gonna be running 2 AC compressors on this Escalade. One mounted high up, and the factory one in its low down location. And we're gonna be doing that with this. This is a billet aluminum bracket from a wonderful company called ICT Billet, and it's gonna allow us to mount 2 at the same time. Pretty cool.
I am here to just speed up the process. So first things first, let's get everything off so we can get to disassembling for the compressor.
Our compressor is belt driven, and the new bracket will let us tap into the factory serpentine belt.
Obviously, with the new compressor, we need a bigger belt. That is our line. Wow, 114.
Steps off to the parts store to pick up a longer serpentine belt for that new AC compressor. We got this big ol' evaporator though that's about to go in the back. My plan is I want to mount this thing on the ceiling and have all that cold air just blowing right at the back of your head.
Now, getting the evaporator mounted into the car was an absolute ergonomic nightmare. It took 3 boys and about an hour of wiggling around just to get it mocked up into place.
Fun day at the office.
And our mounting solution isn't exactly the best, but a bunch of heavy-duty zip ties should keep it in place.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Dude, this thing looks crazy. The cold air blows through this. This whole surface here is gonna get super icy.
With the 3 major components mostly in place, it's time to route everything together. The stock hoses are too short for our purposes, so we bought some extra long hoses that we'll need to transfer over all the fittings.
Ta-da! 1 down, 5 to go. You ever seen anybody use a hammer like this?
Are you okay?
I'm so good.
Hey!
Oh my God, girls are so weak. Don't like people come up to you like, oh my God, you inspired my daughter to like work on cars. I can't do it.
So this is John. He's one of the cameramen.
I got it in.
You got it in?
So we got all these hoses coming out of the condenser up here, and they gotta find a way into the cabin. So here's my plan.
We're gonna need to drill some holes through the D-pillar and front fenders so they can snake seamlessly into the cabin.
Oh yeah, bro, that's perfection.
Meanwhile, Steph is getting to work on insulating this bad boy with some foil. All these fancy AC parts are useless if we can't keep the cold inside of the car. And lastly, we gotta fill the system with some R134A Freon. This is the refrigerant that will be keeping everything cool. And we brought in our good friend and HVAC expert, Jesus, to top us off.
Kick it on? For real? Oh! This is it. What the f is going on with this? High? High? What the hell does that mean? But like, I was expecting it to kick on and then all that cold air blasts on you and you're like, whoa, and everyone would cheer and high five. Instead, the car alarm's blasting, nothing's working, that screen's flashing, and the clutch isn't kicking on the AC compressor. The belt just goes boop, and just pops.
After starting it up, it's clear our belt is way too long, so we're gonna run to the parts store and pick up a smaller size, and it should fix things.
Now I am installing this new belt and hopefully it works. So what the hell are you doing over there?
With the right belt size, we decided to test it again.
Those should kick on any second now. Yep, all right, those are kicking on, then the compressor should kick on. Yeah, it's staying now. Keep it there. It's getting cold?
Yeah, it's definitely blowing.
Oh, it's getting cold! Oh, it's getting cold! It's working!
Get in here, get in here.
Close the doors.
Holy shit, it is cold in here.
Doesn't it feel like you're in a walk-in freezer?
This feels like the produce section of a Costco.
It's already dropped 5 degrees.
69.
Nice.
What? Oh, we can see John's breath! We can see John's breath.
Oh! It's 54 in here right now. So now that we know that this thing works, we're gonna make a couple little tweaks, some purposeful, some aesthetic, and then we're gonna head to the hottest place on the planet.
Death Valley. Icecalade.
If this is not the most American thing you've ever seen, we got the Icecalade Icecalade on some baller 26s. It is currently the hottest day of the year so far. It's the middle of July. We made a couple of tweaks to keep this thing as cool as possible, which involved adding a ton more insulation, a lot more foam, tinting the windshield, the side windows. So we're gonna hop in this thing, head on over to the hottest place on earth, and see how low we can get that temperature, because currently it's like 100 degrees outside and climbing, and I'm sweating bullets. Inside the car right now, it is 74 degrees and dropping, and we're just gonna keep cruising and see how low we can get it. Oh, dude, I can see the heat waves on the road, and it's so freaking cold in here. So where we're headed is a place called Death Valley, and as I've said before, it is the hottest place on Earth. And in the early 1900s, it recorded 135 degrees Fahrenheit at the surface of Badwater Basin. Now today it's not 135 degrees, it's more like 110, so it's a bit chillier, but I think it is good enough for our little experiment.
After driving for about 15 minutes, the interior temperature is down to about 60 degrees and it's getting even colder.
All right, y'all, it is getting so cold we gotta put the parkas on. This is so silly. All right, we're at 55 degrees, about half the temperature that it is outside.
After driving for nearly an hour, the inside temperature is holding around 50, but the outside temperature is only getting hotter. It's currently 118 degrees out. That means our Icecalade is about 67 degrees colder than the outside temperature, and that's probably a world record, but let's be honest, it's still not cold enough.
That's just how it's gonna go with the windows not being covered or insulated up front. There's just too much heat being let in here and too much cold escaping.
Death Valley might have been an ambitious place to run our first test, but we are not done yet. I am confident that this thing can get below freezing. So we're gonna run one more test in a more forgiving climate. We are back on the sunny streets of LA, which is hot, but not deathly hot. And immediately, this is better. By which I mean reaching our goal of freezing temperatures because I am cold as hell and miserable.
Okay, guys, I think it's safe to assume that the reefer unit on the Escalade has in fact made it very, very, very cold. 40 degrees. Oh. Dude, our windows are fogging up on the outside.
We realized that the AC was blowing colder at higher RPMs, so we put it in second gear and kept the revs over 3,000. And the more we drove it, the colder the car got.
It is so fucking cold.
Yes! A heat gun! Oh, yes!
And after nearly an hour and a half of driving,
29 degrees.
Yeah!
It is 30 degrees in here. The surfaces in here are cold as shit. Dude, we did it.
Yes!
We did it. The air temperature coming out of it is 17 degrees. Like the windows are frosting up.
On the other side.
On the other side of the window.
I am confident in saying we have officially built the coldest car in the world. And believe me when I tell you, it is deeply uncomfortable to be in this thing.
27.
I open the window and my glasses are fogging up. I can't see anything.
After spending weeks on this project, I can already think of a bunch of things to improve the system and make it even colder. So if you guys want to see us build an even colder car, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.
I want a toilet so cold that when you sit down, you just stick to it.